Dr. Deepak.
Yes, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Shall
Shall I
we
start?
start, ma?
Okay,
Shall
ma'am.
we start? Okay, ma. Mm.
Okay, ma'am. A 62-year-old male hailing from Avadi comes with chief complaints of breathlessness for the past 6 months and chest pain for the past 1 month. And he also has a one episode of loss of consciousness, which was 1 week ago. And history of presenting illness. Patient was apparently normal 6 months ago, after which he presented with breathlessness on exertion for duration of 6 months. The breathlessness was gradual in onset and progressive in nature, and additionally, patient complains of inability to climb stairs. So it's grade 2 New York Heart Association dyspnea, and breathlessness is associated with chest pain. It is not
Okay.
associated with paroxysmal nocturnal dyspnea or orthopnea. And then history of chest pain on exertion for 1 month, which is gradual in onset and intermittent in nature. It's brought on by, precipitated and or aggravated by exertion and resolved at rest. It is not associated with sweating or palpitations, and is not associated with food intake. And he also has a history of loss of consciousness. He has one episode in the previous week. And then negative history, ma'am.
Oh,
No history of palpitations. No
okay.
history of cough with expectoration or hemoptysis. No history of pedal edema. No history of abdominal distension. No history of right hypochondriac pain. And no history of puffiness of face. No history of fever with sore throat or joint pain. And no history of voice change and dysphagia. Next is past history, ma'am. He has a history of hypertension and chronic kidney disease.
Okay.
He has no history of similar episodes in the past. No history of diabetes, tuberculosis or any surgery, and no history of chronic fever. And family history, no history of similar episodes in family members, no history of diabetes or hypertension in the family. And then personal history, patient consumes mixed diet and he has no history of smoking, alcohol consumption or IV drug abuse. And then treatment history, patient takes antihypertensives for his hypertension and dialysis for the chronic kidney disease. Ma'am, I'll summarize now.
Okay, doctor. Summarize.
Hello,
And doctor, summarize.
ma'am, am I audible? Hello.
Yeah, audible, doctor. Summarize.
Okay, okay. A 62-year-old male. Okay. 62-year-old male with history of hypertension and chronic kidney disease. Yes, sir. 62-year-old male with history of hypertension and chronic kidney disease presents with exertional dyspnea of grade 2 New York Heart Association criteria for past 6 months and exertional chest pain for the past 1 month and one episode of syncope. And these symptoms are suggestive of cardiovascular involvement, system involvement. Disease is probably acquired and is probably is a valvular disease involving the left side, and the valve most probably involved is the aortic valve with signs and symptoms of left ventricular failure.
Okay, doctor. From the history in CVS, what all the history you should ask in the past history?
Uh,
Could you elaborate something
shall I
like
move to
what
general
is-
examination, ma'am? Okay, ma'am.
Doctor,
Yes,
am I
ma'am.
am I audible? Am I audible, doctor?
past history.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. What are all the
Yes,
things?
ma'am.
What are all the history you should ask in the past history while
Yes, ma'am.
any important history you missed? You told this is CVS system, cardiovascular system. Dr. Deepak?
Hello.
Hello. And Dr. Deepak, you are going to examine cardiovascular system, no?
Hello, ma'am. Ma'am, your
Hello.
audio is cutting a little bit. Hello.
I am able to audible, ma. Your voice.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you audible me?
Yes, ma'am.
You are going
I
to.
heard your starting. I heard the starting of your sentence, but then half of the question was cut. Like I heard that you asked me what I should elaborate on past history, but then after that I couldn't hear.
Okay. So, okay. Your system is cardiovascular system, correct?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Now, how will you differentiate based on symptoms whether it is cardiovascular system or respiratory system? So, first you take dyspnea. How will you differentiate dyspnea from cardiac causes or respiratory causes? How will you differentiate based on dyspnea?
And cardiovascular cause dyspnea will be perceived by exertion, whereas in
Very good.
respiratory cause it will the dyspnea will be present at rest itself. And cardiovascular cause will become better when the patient takes rest. Whereas respiratory dyspnea, until the patient receives any treatment, or he won't the dyspnea won't get better.
Okay.
Um, and then
Any other?
in respiratory causes, it will be there'll be other symptoms like wheezes and
Yeah.
chest and cough with
Very
expectoration.
good. Mm.
And
What
whereas in
type
this case, the patient is presenting.
of,
Yes, ma'am.
what type of pain will you get in ORS? Pleuritic type of chest pain.
Uh,
Okay, so
yes,
other
ma'am.
signs,
Yes, ma'am.
other
Pleuritic
signs,
pain. In
other
CVS,
signs.
we'll get angina.
Okay. Any other differentiating features to differentiate?
Um,
Over. How will be the progression of dyspnea, doctor, in ORS in CVS? Which one is fast progression? So in cardiovascular system, dyspnea will be rapid
from
progression. Okay, whereas in ORS, progression of dyspnea, it will take for many years also. Okay. Hello.
CVS
Any,
causes.
any seasonal variation, doctor?
In CVS causes,
Am I audible, doctor? Hello, Dr. Deepak?
RS is fast progression as cardiac.
Yeah. In cardiac causes, there is a
Okay,
rapid
ma'am.
progression of dyspnea. Okay. Am I audible, Dr. Deepak?
Okay.
Okay. Then,
Yes, ma'am.
any cardiac anomalies you will find out in dyspnea? In ORS, there is a absence
Yes,
of
ma'am.
obvious cardiac
It's
disease.
audible.
Whereas in CVS, there is a physical signs to
Yes,
rule
ma'am.
out
In
cardiovascular disease.
respiratory asthma.
Ah,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
yes.
I mean, asthma seasonal variation is possible.
Very good.
Hello. Am I audible?
Audible, ma'am.
Hello.
Continue, audible.
Mm, Yes, ma'am.
Whereas in
Seasonal variation can be an asthma,
mm,
an allergic.
okay.
Hello, ma'am.
Correct, ma. Your person.
Hello.
Hello.
Ma'am, you're audible. Is my audio getting cut?
No, ma. Your voice is clear only. Continue. Any other sign, ma? You missed to rule out dyspnea.
Cardiac
What about cyanosis?
abnormal.
What about cyanosis? Cyanosis, where will be present, ma? In auras or CVS? Usually, cyanosis will be prominent in pulmonary causes. Okay.
Cyanotic arterial
Yeah.
infarction or severe heart failure.
In
Hello, ma'am.
CVS, one more important sign is edema, pedal edema. In CVS, one more important sign
Ma'am,
is edema.
ma'am, I'll
If the
just
patient
leave and join
having
again.
dyspnea, hello. Okay, doctor. Okay. Hello.
Ma'am, Deepak is left. He's joining again. Okay.
Okay, okay,
Hello,
doctor. We'll
ma'am.
wait.
There's a
Okay,
small
doctor.
lag issue, ma'am. So that's why.
Okay. Now, all of you audible, ma?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Just listen. I am telling how to differentiate dyspnea from CVS to RS. Okay. Shall I
Yes, ma'am.
continue? Okay. So in RS cause, cough with expectoration precedes dyspnea. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Whereas in CVS, dyspnea is the first symptom, followed by only cough with expectoration will come. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Next thing, in RS case, dyspnea always associated with some other signs like wheeze, stridor, and pyrexia, and pleuritic type of chest pain, and cyanosis. All things will be associated in respiratory system causes of dyspnea. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Suppose dyspnea, if associated with paroxysmal nocturnal dyspnea or orthopnea, and also associated with angina, syncope, palpitations. So these are all the things gives clue to the cardiovascular system examination. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Then next one is seasonal variation you told. Next one is treatment. How will you decide based on treatment? If the breathlessness patient relieved by oxygen and bronchodilators, that gives clue to the pulmonary causes.
Yes, ma'am. That's suggestive of asthma.
Yeah. Whereas in CVS, patients responds to diuretics and digoxin.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Let's see.
Okay. So these are all the based on dyspnea itself, you can differentiate which system we are going to examine, whether RS or CVS. Okay. So and this patient will have the main complaints exertional dyspnea. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
What's the other complaints? One more thing is exertional angina.
Yes, ma'am. Exhaustion.
One more symptom is syncope. Dr. Deepak, define
Yes, ma'am.
syncope. Definition of syncope, define syncope.
Sudden loss of consciousness
Hmm.
due to either vascular or central etiology.
Okay.
Vascular or nervous etiology like vasovagal shock or decreased perfusion to the brain.
First, complete the definition, ma. Dr.
Um,
S. Bharati. Who is the Dr. S. Bharati?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma. What is definition of syncope, ma? Tell me.
It is transient loss of consciousness due to cerebral hypoperfusion.
Very good.
It can
So
be a
every
cardiovascular. Yes, ma'am.
yeah. So definition is listen. Everything is important. Okay, sudden transient loss of consciousness. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
The syncope is sudden is important, the transient is important. So it is a sudden transient loss of consciousness with inability to stand upright due to impaired cerebral blood flow. Okay, that is postural collapse. So this is the definition for syncope.
Okay.
Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Dr. S. Bharati, repeat once again, ma, what I told.
The sudden transient loss of consciousness due to decreased cerebral blood flow.
With inability to stand upright posture.
And
Okay.
okay.
Okay. Any idea, ma? You know what are the types of syncope? You know, ma?
Causes, ma'am.
No, ma. Types of syncope. So, what is dizziness? What is vertigo? What is drop attack, ma? So, syncope is this thing, sudden transient loss of consciousness. What is dizziness? What is vertigo? What is drop attack? Anyone, ma? Unmute yourself and answer the question, ma.
If the loss of blood flow is for 5 seconds, then the patient will say dizziness.
Okay, ma.
If
Based
it's
on
for
continue. First, you
if
finish.
it is for
Good.
10 seconds, then they will faint, and if it goes for 15 seconds or more, then he will have seizures or convulsions.
Okay. So, what is dizziness? Based on duration, you told less than 5 seconds, it is duration. How will be the dizziness? Patient, how will be the complaints? So, dizziness means a sensation of light-headedness and faintness only, without loss of consciousness. That is dizziness. Okay. What is vertigo?
Vertigo is the sensation as if the patient is spinning or the surroundings are spinning
Very good,
around.
very good, very good. Wow, wow. A sensation of spinning or sensation of loss of balance and unsteadiness. Okay. With a feeling of rotation of environment or body. So this
Yes,
is when the vertigo. One more definition. You told there is a sensation of spinning of the outside of the world. That is vertigo. Here also
yes.
patient will have don't lose the consciousness. Okay, vertigo. What is drop attack?
Postural collapse, ma'am, with loss of consciousness.
Drop attack. Drop attack. Who answered this question?
Uh, Anashwara, ma'am.
Okay, repeat, ma. What is drop attack?
I had said it was postural collapse with loss of accompanied by loss of consciousness.
Okay. So drop attack also awareness is preserved. So
Oh,
drop attack is nothing but sudden unexpected episodes of lower limb weakness followed by a fall in the ground where awareness is preserved in drop attack. Okay, there is a no loss of consciousness. This is drop attack. So you should know the difference. What is syncope? What is dizziness? What is vertigo? What is drop attack? These are all more or less similar thing. Okay,
ma'am, can we call these pre-syncope, ma'am?
free syncope. Yeah,
Pre-syncope.
drop attack. No?
Okay. Drop
Uh,
attack pre-syncope, ma'am.
yeah, free syncope. Free syncope only. These are differentiate, close to the syncope, but not syncope.
Okay.
So syncope only, the patient will tell the own complaint. So we should identify it. Is it syncope? Is it dizziness? Or is it patient complaining vertigo? Or is it drop attack? So we should identify. Okay. So now, anyone tell me the types of syncope, ma? Dr. Anushya?
Ma'am, vasovagal
Good.
syncope.
Vasovagal, that is the most common type of syncope. That is, what's the other name for vasovagal syncope? That is simple syncope.
Okay.
Okay. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that is simple syncope, vasovagal syncope. What are the condition you will get a vasovagal syncope, doctor?
Emotional stress, ma'am.
Very good. Emotional stress, then
Uh,
looking unpleasant sight,
okay.
then
Neck veins compression.
Yeah, that is how you should tell. Carotid sinus massage.
Okay.
Okay, then any acute severe pain due to any cause
Okay.
will cause vasovagal syncope. Then prolonged cough will cause syncope and methylation syncope. These are all simple syncope or vasovagal syncope. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Dr. Sarath?
Ma'am, actually, I'm using Sharat's account, this
Oh,
Anishwara.
okay, doctor. Okay, doctor.
Yes, ma'am.
Any other type you know?
Um,
Simple syncope, vasovagal syncope, or any person, ma? Dr. Deepak, you know any other types?
Ma'am, due to hyperventilation can sometimes lead to syncope.
Okay, that is hysterical syncope. Okay.
Historical.
And
Okay.
defecation syncope.
What?
Defecation syncope in case of older individuals with
Yeah.
constipation.
Very good. Very good. The defecation syncope and declutation syncope also there. So we are dealing with cardiovascular system. Okay. So this patient will have syncope. So what is cardiovascular? We see about the cardiovascular syncope. What all the condition in cardiovascular system you will get syncope?
Stenotic condition like mitral stenosis, aortic stenosis.
Very good. Mitral stenosis, if it is come syncope or aortic stenosis is common.
Yes, ma'am.
Stenotic condition
Aortic
correct, but
stenosis.
stenotic condition is correct, but most commonly occur in only aortic stenosis. Okay, rare in MS. Okay.
Ma'am.
Any other condition, ma? In CVS, syncope. So we are then only we should think what is the lesion in CVS. Patient will have syncope.
HOCM.
Very good. Hypertrophic obstructive cardiomyopathy. Then anyone can answer, ma? What are the
Ma'am,
serious
ventricular
condition will
tachyarrhythmias.
ventricular tachycardia?
Supraventricular.
Okay.
In
This kind of most
bradycardias.
this is the most common bradycardia. Okay. Especially what is the condition? Complete heart block.
Yes, ma'am.
Complete heart block patient will have syncope. Not tachyarrhythmia patients will not have syncope commonly. Okay. So complete heart block will have sudden syncope. Then fixed sinus syndrome. So one of the bradycardia syndrome, no? Fixed sinus syndrome and Stokes Adams syndrome. These are all causes syncope. Next, one more condition. One more condition, tumor in heart.
Myxoma.
Very good. Very good. Left atrial myxoma or any big wall thrombus or blood clot in the left atria. Okay, will produce syncope. Okay, these are all the serious condition causing syncope. One more condition.
Pulmonary embolism.
Very good. Excellent, doctor. Who is the answer this question? Who
Anup.
answered this?
Anup.
Anup. Very good. Very good, doctor. Okay, so this is an excellent answer. Acute pulmonary thromboembolism will produce syncope in CVS system. So these are all the common conditions will cause syncope in CVS. So in our patient, most probably, what will be the condition? Our patient will have syncope. It's a classical triad. This patient will have classical triad: exertional dyspnea, exertional angina, and syncope. What it gives clue?
Aortic stenosis.
Aortic stenosis.
Yeah, aortic stenosis patient will have these three triads. Okay. So next, coming to the syncope, any metabolic cause will produce syncope. Any metabolic cause? Most common. We are receiving in emergency.
Hypoglycemia.
What?
Pheochromocytoma.
Metabolic.
No, metabolic causes. Someone told hypoglycemia, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Diabetes.
Yeah, hypoglycemia will the most common metabolic causes will produce syncope. So first think of hypoglycemia. Any patient will come into the casualty with a sudden loss of transient loss of consciousness. Think of hypoglycemia first. Okay. Then any other metabolic cause?
Pheochromocytoma.
Pheochromocytoma. Okay. Any other metabolic cause? Hypocalcemia will produce syncope. Okay. Next, alcohol patient, chronic alcoholic patient will be intoxicated. Alcohol intoxication will produce syncope. Okay, this patient taking any drug, Dr. Deepak? You told some drug is, for hypertension.
Yes, ma'am. Antihypertensive, calcium channel
Antihypertensive.
blockers.
Okay. Do you know any drugs causing syncope?
Yes, diuretics like furosemide can cause syncope in elderly people.
Very good. Any other drug? So diuretic, antihypertension drug.
Alpha 1 blockers like um,
Very good, very good. Prazosin. What is prazosin?
prazosin, selective alpha 1 antagonist.
Antagonist or agonist?
Antagonist. Alpha 2 agonist is clonidine.
Okay.
And prazosin is antagonist only. It's alpha blocker.
Alpha back. Any other drug? What is
Um,
methyl dopa? Commonly we are
methyl
using
dopa.
in pregnancy.
Yes, it's alpha 2 agonist.
Commonly we are using in pregnancy for gestational hypertension. So any patient taking methyl dopa came with syncope, think of drug-induced syncope.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and some vasodilators also will cause syncope. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Any CNS cause will cause syncope. What are the condition? CNS cause. So think of diabetic neuropathy. That's also most common. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Suppose you are presenting case now, what are all the complaints? You should read relevant to that also. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So your patient complains dyspnea, angina, syncope. Any other positive history?
Past history is hypertension and chronic kidney disease. Other
Chronic
history are
kidney.
negative.
Oh, okay. Any other history important, doctor?
Palpitations.
Past history. Past history.
Well, past history.
You should ask about routinely diabetes, hypertension, all things. In cardiovascular system, you should ask about thyroid disorder.
Okay.
Okay. Don't forget to ask about thyroid history.
Okay.
And the same thing, examine also. Don't forget to examine thyroid gland while examining the cardiovascular system. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. What is the importance of family history? What are the things you should ask in family history in CVS?
I'm serious. I have to ask for history of dyslipidemias, diabetes, hypertension, and sudden death in family members. And any similar episodes in family members.
Okay, doctor. Go to examination.
Okay,
So system is
general examination.
Start.
General examination. Patient is conscious, cooperative, and oriented to time, place, and person with moderate build and nourishment. There's no pallor, icterus, or cyanosis, and there's no edema, clubbing, or generalized lymphadenopathy.
Okay.
And vitals. Pulse is 90 beats per minute. Yes, regular rhythm. Pulse is low volume and slow and rate lacing pulse is felt. The vessel wall is of normal thickness. No radiofemoral delay or radioradial delay. And heart rate is also 90 beats per minute. And then
what is
yes, ma'am.
Define pulse, doctor. How will you define pulse? Anyone?
Ma'am, it's a pressure waveform palpated in peripheral vessels due to cardiac systole.
Okay. Correct. Any other
In
definition to clear? I want definition from standard book. Don't read Alagappan. Any definition for pulse? Anyone can answer, doctor. It is correct. You are. Dr. V. Dinesh. Dr. Divya. Dr. Divya Shri.
Yes, ma'am.
Define ma. Define pulse. What is pulse?
It is a waveform felt by the finger produced by the cardiac systole, ma'am, and it
Okay.
travels faster than the column of blood.
Okay. So pulse is nothing but it is an expansion and elongation of the arterial wall. Okay, it is expansion and elongation of the arterial wall imported by the column of blood and is passively produced by the pressure changes during ventricular both systole and diastole. It is a clear definition for pulse. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Anyone can repeat pulse definition? Or shall I repeat again?
I mean, just the expansion and elongation of the
Arterial
arterial
wall.
wall
Mm.
due to pressure imparted by the column of blood during cardiac cycle.
During cardiac
And
cycle,
is
particularly
reflective of the changes
ventricular
during
systole and ventricular diastole. Okay.
blood diastole.
Okay. So this patient will have low volume pulse, doctor.
Yes, ma'am. Low volume.
What is low volume pulse? How will you identify this pulse is low volume?
Volume is volume of the pulse is best seen in the carotid because it's in continuity with the aorta, and
Okay.
palpating it will when
Okay,
palpating the
you are.
carotid pulse we'll
Okay, you
feel
are.
the
Mm.
yes.
Okay, you are palpating the carotid and looking the volume of the pulse. How will you tell this pulse is low volume pulse or high volume pulse? How will you tell? That time, how will you confirm?
And we can check with our own pulse.
Pulse pressure, ma'am.
Yeah, excellent. Pulse pressure. Okay. Who is Anushava? Who is answer this question? Pulse pressure. What's your name?
Anashwara, ma'am.
Anushwara.
Yes, ma'am.
Correct. Okay, Anushwara. Okay. So based on you should check first pulse pressure. What is pulse pressure?
It's a difference between systolic and diastolic BP.
Yeah. What's the normal pulse pressure?
It's between 40 to 60.
So 30 to 60 millimeter mercury.
30 to
Okay.
60.
If it is goes below 30, na, that is
Low
low
volume.
volume pulse. If it is goes above 60, na, high volume
High
pulse.
volume.
You are correct. You are compare with our own pulse with the patient pulse. So somehow we have doubt is this low volume pulse. So we should confirm with the pulse pressure. Then
Okay, ma'am.
you should correctly boldly tell this is a low volume pulse. This is a large volume pulse. So correlate with the pulse pressure. If it is less than 30, na, surely it is the low volume pulse. Okay. So what is the other name for low volume pulse?
Pulses parvus it taught us.
No. Other name for low volume pulse.
Anacardic pulse.
These are all different types of pulse.
Hypokinetic pulse.
Ready?
Low volume pulse. This is a hypokinetic pulse. Hypokinetic pulse or small weak pulse. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Any DD for low volume pulse, doctor? So what all the things comes in your mind if patient will have low volume pulse?
Aortic.
shock,
Cardiac failure.
cardiac failure,
Cardiac
Mitral
tamponade.
stenosis.
cardiac tamponade, and stenotic lesions, mitral stenosis and aortic stenosis. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Someone told anacrotic pulse, no? Who is that? Dr. Deepak or some other?
That was
Ma'am.
Anup.
Anu,
Ma'am,
what is anacrotic pulse, doctor?
it's a slow rising pulse, ma'am, and with a late peak.
Okay. And also with a low amplitude.
Okay.
Okay. So what's the other name for anacrotic pulse?
Uh,
Parvus et
pulses
tardus.
Parvus
Ah,
retarded.
Porus yet tardus. So porus is different, tardus is different. You are telling only tardus. Slow rising and late peak is tardus. Porus means a low amplitude pulse. That is porus et tardus, anacrotic pulse. What condition you will get anacrotic pulse, Dr. Anu?
Aortic stenosis.
You should specify what are the types of aortic stenosis you know.
Valvular, subvalvular, and supravalvular.
Okay. So which aortic stenosis will have anacrotic pulse?
Valvular.
Yeah, severe valvular aortic stenosis will have anacrotic pulse. Okay.
Okay.
Dr. Deepak, continue, doctor.
Okay, ma'am. Blood pressure is 110 by 90 millimeters per
Okay.
mercury.
Mm.
Respiratory rate is 20 breaths per minute.
Mm.
And temperature is afebrile. The jugular venous pressure is normal, no elevation. And CVS examination. On inspection, the chest wall appears symmetric. Trachea appears to be in the midline, and apical impulse is visualized. No venous engorgement, sinuses, or scars, and there is no precordial bulge, and no epigastric pulsations visualized. And next palpation, tracheal position is confirmed to be in
Dr.
midline.
Deepak,
Yes, ma'am.
what is the positive finding in inspection? Tell me the positive finding only in inspection.
Positive finding apical impulse is visualized. It has heaving character.
Inspection.
Yes, ma'am. Inspection only.
Can you tell
Yes.
inspection in heaving?
No, ma'am.
So what is the positive finding in inspection?
Uh,
Only apical impulse seen.
Thrill.
Thrill is a palpatory finding or inspectory finding?
Palpatory.
Okay. So what is the positive inspectory finding? Only apical impulse.
Yes, ma'am. Apical impulse.
What is apex beat? What is apical impulse?
Apical impulse is the outermost and lowermost pulsation which is felt felt at the felt on palpitation. I mean palpation.
Any one doctor, what is apex beat? What is apical impulse? You are dealing cardiovascular system for past 1 week, okay? Dr. Anup?
Ma'am.
What is apex beat? What is apical impulse, doctor?
Apex beat, I don't know.
Okay. Any other? Anushwarya Rama. Anushwa Rama.
Anashwara,
Okay. What is apex beat and apical impulse, doctor? Anyone? That is a batch rep. Representative.
Yes, ma'am.
What is apex beat, ma? Apex beat is
Visualize.
nothing. Tell me. Visualize.
The apical impulse, it's visualized.
Very good, very good. So important differentiating features between apex beat and apical impulse. We are examining by palpatory method to look only what are the types of apical impulse, but it's not a palpation. When impulse seen, that is apical impulse. Okay. Apex beat?
On
Apex beat
palpation.
only, it is the lowermost, outermost part of the pericardium where a definite thirst can be felt. That is apex beat. Okay. When the same cardiac pulsations able to visualize, that is apical impulse. Clear? So
Yes,
what is apex beat? Is the lowermost, don't forget, it is a lowermost and outermost part of the pericardium where a definite thirst can be felt. When the same cardiac pulsation is seen, that is apical impulse. What is the other name for apical impulse? Anyone know? Apical impulse is otherwise called cardiac impulse. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
And Dr. Anu,
Yes, ma'am.
repeat apex beat now. What is apex beat?
Ma'am, it's the lowermost and outermost part of the pericardium, which the fingers felt due to the thrust, ma'am. The thrust that the fingers felt while palpating, ma'am.
Okay, good. What is apical impulse?
It's again the lowermost and outermost part, which is visualized by.
Yeah, that is apical impulse. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. How will you examine apical impulse? Presenter, Deepak?
Uh,
How will you
and we'll ask
examine?
the we should look at the patient from lateral perspective.
Hmm.
Ask the patient to stand up, and we should
Stand
check.
up.
I mean, sit.
You are,
Sorry.
did you attend first clinical posting, doctor? No. Pharmacology batch. You are not coming to ward, all of you. So anyone, how will you examine apical impulse?
And the patient should be supine 30
Very
degrees
good. First, the
position.
patient will lie in the supine position. Okay. This is the first step to examine apical impulse. Okay. Patient in supine position. Next step.
If it is not visualized, we ask the person to lie in left lateral position.
Very good. Very good. Okay, ma'am. Before itself, patient in supine position, how will you see the apical impulse? Patient lying supinely.
Yes.
How will you look?
We'll have to look
The
into
patient is asked to strip the dress up till the
Okay.
waist.
Okay. Then,
And then from the lateral position, we'll visualize. Lateral meaning from the sides.
so what is our role? Examiner our role. Patient lies in supine position. Okay. What is our role? So the examiner should stand right side of the patient and look at the tangential view. Okay. So while you are examining apical impulse, first ask the patient to lie supine position and examiner go and stand right side of the patient and look at the tangential view. Look, any pulsation is visible or not. Suppose
at the
if
legs,
the,
ma'am.
yes,
At the legs, ma'am.
let's create the tangential view. Tangential view should look in the tangential view.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
If the pulse is not visible, then only ask the patient to turn the left lateral position. Okay. Okay. Patient turn the left lateral position. Where will you look now?
From the left, ma'am.
Where will you look apical? Patient turn left lateral position. Where will you look apical impulse? Left anterior axillary line. So you should know where to look. Then only you can identify that area. Not look randomly. You should know the specific anatomical area. So if pulsation is not visible in supine position, ask the patient to turn left lateral position and look into the left anterior axillary line. Okay. This is the apical impulse examination.
Okay, ma'am.
All of you know? Okay. How to localize the apex? Now, coming to the how to localize the apex. What is the significance of apex beat?
Ma'am, it can we can save any hypertrophy or enlarge cardiac
Ah,
enlargement in case of
okay, good.
displacement of apex beat.
We can assess the enlargement of the heart and also activity of the myocardium. That is the clinical importance of apex beat. How will you examine? How will you localize the apex clinically? So we know what is apex beat, what is significance. How will you
Ma'am,
localize the apex?
and for localization, we should use the ulnar border of our right hand to first place it at the left fifth intercostal space, and first using the ulnar border of our right hand, we should localize, and then with our fingers.
Okay,
Um,
correct. What is the position of the patient? Lying position or sitting position?
supine.
Supine position. So the
I
first
mean,
patient should lie dorsal decubitus position, supine position or flat position. Then place
and
your
with
whole right palm over the precordium. Try to localize the definite thirst. Okay.
okay, ma'am.
Yeah, if definite thirst is palpable, confirm it by pulp of the finger, either index finger or middle finger, and locate it by counting the ribs. How far it's from the left midclavicular line, whether it's inside or outside. Okay, suppose apex beat is not palpable in supine position. What will be next?
You can ask them to sit in left lateral position.
No, that is a difference for apical impulse. To localize apex, ask the patient to sit and lean forward.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So apical impulse only both are starting procedure is supine position, but apical impulse only turning the patient to left lateral position. Whereas to localize the apex, if not palpate the apex beat in dorsal decubitus position, ask the patient to sit and lean forward, and again try to locate it by your outstretched fingers. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Still not apex is not palpable even in sitting position. What will be the next?
Um,
Anyone?
Ask the
Aishwarya?
patient to hold breath in expiration.
No.
Hmm.
Dr. Anup? And the only ask the patient supine position and palpate the apex beat. If not, no, ask the patient to sit and lean forward and try to locate again. In that also, the apex is not palpable. What will be the next step?
Palpate on the other side of
Yeah, excellent, excellent. Who is the answer? Who answered this person?
Charu.
Charu. Ah, very good, Charu. So place your right palm over the right side of the chest. Okay. So try to locate the opposite side. So if the apex is not palpable even in sitting position, and place your right palm over the right side of the chest. Okay, what should look to right side of the chest? Dr. Sarah?
We should look for the impulse if there's any possible dextrocardia.
Dextrocardia or dextroversion. What is dextrocardia? What is dextroversion? Anyone? What is dextrocardia?
dextrocardia, the heart is congenitally
Hmm.
congenitally placed on the right side due to improper rotation. As dextroversion, the heart might be pushed into the right side due to pure effusion or
Who is answering? Anup or Deepak? Who is answering?
Deepak.
Okay, continue Deepak. Correct. So dextrocardia is a congenital one. Dextroversion is acquired one. So first thing. Okay. So what
Yes,
is dextrocardia? It's a congenital one. Okay. What is the dextrocardia definition? It's a cardiac apex on the right side of the chest.
yes, ma'am.
What is a levocardia?
Left side of the chest.
Cardiac
Hello?
apex is left side of the
Left,
chest.
left.
Okay. What
Yes,
is this called?
ma'am.
Levocardia or situs solitus. Okay.
Okay, cytosolitis.
Cytosolitis. What is dextroversion? Is acquired one.
Yes, ma'am.
In dextroversion also cardiac apex is on the right side, but it occurs due to extra cardiac causes like left side massive fluid effusion, massive pneumothorax, or opposite side right side fibrosis collapse. This is called push and pull effect. Because of this push and pull effect, cardiac apex turned on the right side. This is dextroversion. It's always acquired condition. So all of
Okay,
you
ma'am.
clear what is dextrocardia, what is dextroversion?
Yes,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
cytosolitis is normal, ma'am.
Yeah, normal. Okay, levocardia and cytosolitis are also normal.
Okay.
So all of you know what is apex beat. This is very clear. Past 1 week you are dealing with CVS, but now know what is apex beat, how to examine, what is apical impulse, how to examine. These are the basic in cardiovascular system. Okay, so go and refer again and read it thoroughly and examine by yourself or your family members. Examine. No patients now. No. So apex
Yes, ma'am.
beat, apical impulse, you should clear. Okay,
Okay.
coming to the inspectory findings, only apical impulse is seen.
Yes, ma'am. Visualize.
Okay, go to the palpation.
Yes, ma'am. Palpation, tracheal position is confirmed to be in the midline,
Okay.
and apical impulse is felt in the left fifth intercostal space, 1.25 centimeter medial to the mid clavicle line with a heaving character.
How you tell it is heaving?
Um,
You are examining
will
apical
be
impulse. How you tell it is heaving?
I'm on palpating will be
Ah,
it will be pushing against our hand the impulse.
anyone?
It's confined to
How
for one intercostal space, ma'am. Leaving
Okay, it's confined to one intercostal space. Then what is the characteristics of the heaving apex beat?
It lifts a hand, ma'am, and it's present for more than half the time, half of the cardiac cycle between
Mm,
two beats.
it is a
Prolonged
sustained
time of
impulse. Okay.
suspense.
So heaving is nothing but a forceful and sustained impulse. Whereas hyperdynamic, forceful and ill-sustained impulse. So this patient will be heaving impulse means patient will have forceful and well-sustained impulse occupying the one intercostal region. What are the conditions you will have heaving apical impulse?
aortic stenosis.
Sorry. Heaving apex beat, aortic stenosis, then any other condition?
Chronic
Hypertrophic
hypertension.
Chronic hypertension, GERD.
hypertrophic cardiomyopathy.
Yes, hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, especially obstructive cardiomyopathy. So it's a obstructive lesion, most commonly produced heaving apex beat. Then any other condition? Any aortic condition? Think of aortic condition will cause heaving apical apex beat.
Coarctation of aorta.
Yeah, very good. Coarctation of aorta. Why in heaving there is a sustained apex, doctor? Why there is apex is sustained?
Because, ma'am, because the amplitude and duration both are increased. The
Okay. Then important
pressure
physiology.
hypertrophy.
Why in hyperdynamic there is ill sustained or why in heaving there is sustained? So heaving most common is aortic stenosis, no? So think this. So that is the obstruction of left ventricular outflow tract. So the apex becomes well sustained. Okay, because of pressure overload. Whereas in hyperdynamic pulse are ill sustained because there is no obstruction of blood pumped from the left ventricle. So the apex remains ill sustained. So this is the reason why the heaving is sustained and hyperdynamic is not sustained. I should tell you about the left ventricular outflow, obstruction and no obstruction. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, this type of what is the character of the apex beat? Your patient? Character of the apex beat. What is character of the apex beat? Character means you should tell this apex beat is a LV type or RV type. How will you tell this is LV type or RV type?
And where based on where it's localized. If it's if it's at the apical impulse point, then it's left ventricular. If it's in right to the right of right sternum, I mean left sternum border of the sternum, then it's right ventricular.
RV type, LV type. Anyone? How will you tell character of the apex beat? Whether it's LV type of apex or RV type of apex? So where will get the down and out apical apex beat?
LV type now?
Yeah. So one finding is LV type, the apex goes down and outwards. Whereas in the RV type, the apex goes only outwards. Okay. Then one more important clinical finding, look at the parasternal hue, left parasternal hue. If the apex and left parasternal hue both are synchronous, this is the sign of RV type of apex. Okay. So next finding is look at the left parasternal impulse. What is parasternal impulse? Have you seen? Have you seen or not parasternal impulse?
It's on either side of the sternum, ma'am. It's a heaving impulse on either side of the sternum.
Either side of the sternum, there is the pulsation, that is parasternal pulsations. So most commonly clearly visible in left-sided parasternal pulsation. Always, if the parasternal impulse and apex beat both are present in same patients, look at the synchronous. If both are synchronous, that gives clue to the RV type. If it is asynchronous, that gives clue to the LV type of apex. Okay? Look at the YouTube video of the parasternal impulse and identify it. Okay. Dr. Deepak?
Yes, ma'am.
What's your position of the apex beat, doctor? Heaving apex beat, what is the localization? So normal or down and out or outward shifted?
It's down and out.
Down and out.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What it indicates?
Left ventricular hypertrophy.
Okay, good. Then, what is the other finding?
Other findings are presence of systolic thrill over the right base of the heart at the left sternal bottom.
Where is the present? Where is present systolic thrill?
At the apex of the heart.
Aortic area only, no?
Yes, ma'am. Aortic area. Sorry.
Aortic area only.
Right second intercostal space.
Okay. What is new aortic area? What is new aortic area? What is second aortic area?
Right third intercostal space. No?
What is that?
Yeah, the new aortic area.
Left third intercostal space. Dr. Deepak?
Yes, ma'am.
What is new aortic? What is second aortic?
I don't know.
Dr. Anup?
Hello, ma'am. Ma'am, it's third left intercostal space near aortic area.
Very good. That is third left intercostal space is the new aortic area. What is the name of the left first intercostal space?
Graham's area.
Graham's area or Gibson's area?
Sorry, ma'am. Gibson area. Gibson.
You are telling your own area. Huh? Any other specific name for second aortic area?
Erb's point.
area.
Okay, Erb's area. Dr. Deepa, continue, ma. So, your positive finding in aortic area.
Yes,
Patients
ma'am.
having thrill. Any other
Systolic.
finding?
And then carotid shudder is palpable.
How will you
Carotid
examine
arteries.
carotid shudder? What is carotid shudder? How will you examine? Anyone can answer, doctor?
Carotid shudder is the radiation of
Correct.
the
Radiation of
radiation of the this, S4 sound to the carotid. I mean
Okay.
S4. It's indicative of left ventricular hypertrophy.
Okay. Any other finding in aortic area?
Um, um, and that's all.
Okay, palpate. Auscultatory finding?
Single S2.
Go
There's
to the
no
area,
splitting.
in mitral area. This one, start from mitral area, always in
Yes, no,
auscultation. Okay, this one is
mitral
here.
area, S1 and S2 are heard, and this heaving apical impulse, and S4 sound is heard.
What it indicates? S4 sound is here.
S4 indicates left ventricular hypertrophy, ma'am.
How will it produce fourth heart sound?
It's produced due to the atrial contraction against the hypertrophied ventricle.
It is a systolic or diastolic sound?
It's a diastolic sound, ma'am. Late diastolic.
S4.
Yes, ma'am. Late diastolic sound. At the end
S3? S3?
S3 is at the early diastolic. It's due to ventricular filling.
Ventricular?
Filling. In volume overload cases, it will be there.
Okay, S3 is correct. It is a occurs due to diastolic time and ventricular filling. Okay. Whereas S4 is it is a pre-systolic one.
Pre-systolic.
That is on the atrial. What is gallop? What is triple rhythm? What is gallop rhythm? What is triple rhythm? So this patient will have triple rhythm, no?
Yes, ma'am. Triple rhythm. 3 heart sounds.
What is
Gallop
triple rhythm? Three heart sounds.
That's all.
What is gallop rhythm? Both are same?
No, ma'am. Gallop rhythm has 4 heart sounds. S1, S2, S3, and S4 all will be there.
Anyone?
S1,
Anyone can answer,
S4 are there. It's still 3 heart sounds, ma'am. S1, S2, and S4. So,
ma'am, S3 and S4 combined.
If 4 heart sounds here means that is quadruple rhythm.
Okay.
Okay. What is triple rhythm and gallop rhythm? Gallop rhythm is nothing but if triple rhythm associated with excellent sinus tachycardia, that is gallop rhythm. Okay, so patient will have triple rhythm now. Look at the patient whether is have tachycardia or not.
Yes, ma'am.
Next thing we should examine the pulse rate. So that gives clue to the gallop rhythm. If gallop rhythm present means what it indicates?
Congestive cardiac failure.
Patient will have especially left heart failure. No.
Yes.
So you should know that triple rhythm means presence of S1, S2, S3. If it is associated with tachycardia, that is gallop rhythm. If 4 heart sounds present now, that is quadruple rhythm.
Okay.
Okay, so your patient have tachycardia or not? We don't need the pulse rate.
Heart rate was 90, so not too much
90. So no tachycardia, only triple rhythm only patient will have.
Triple rhythm.
Okay, auscultatory finding, go to the next area.
Aortic area.
So all of you clear what is triple rhythm, gallop rhythm and 4 heart sounds. Okay, S1 how will be produced?
Closure of mitral and tricuspid valve.
Very good. Next S2?
Closure of aortic and pulmonary valves.
Okay, S3?
Filling, ventricular filling in early diastole.
Okay. S4?
S4 is due to atrial contraction against the hypertrophied ventricle.
Okay. All of you clear? Okay, then go to next area, doctor.
Yes, ma'am. Aortic area, S1
Mm.
and S2 are heard. There's a ejection systolic murmur
Mm-mm.
and thrill. The systolic thrill is heard, and there's no splitting of the S2, single S2,
Mm.
and there's radiation to the carotid artery. Carotid shudder is heard in the aortic area. And then pulmonary area and tricuspid area, S1 and S2 are heard now. Hello? Ma'am, you're muted.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm. Okay. In aortic area, there will be the murmur, ESM, no? Ejection
Yes,
systolic
ma'am.
murmur.
Ejection systolic.
How will you identify this is ejection systolic murmur? There are three types of systolic murmur, no? Early, mid, and late systolic murmur. How will you identify this is mid
It's
systolic murmur?
crescendo, decrescendo. It'll peak at the middle, it'll start slowly and peak in the middle and again it'll reduce.
It starts immediately after S1 and ends before S2.
Yes.
Okay, that is ESM murmur.
Okay.
What are the DD for ESM murmur?
Hypertrophic cardiac myopathy.
First most
Aortic
common thing
stenosis.
comes first. Always common things comes first. Okay.
Yes.
So first one is ESM. You should think first aortic stenosis.
Aortic stenosis.
Then
And hypertrophic cardiac myopathy.
pulmonary stenosis also it will come.
Yes,
Then
pulmonary.
HOCM. Any other condition? That's all given in Alagappan book. That's why you know
Ma'am,
only three things.
ventricular septal defect, ma'am.
No.
Cardiac rhabdomyoma.
No. Any other condition? ASD will have ESM. Okay. Atrial septal defect will produce ESM and coarctation of aorta.
Okay.
Added these two things.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So patient will have murmur. This is typical characteristic of AS murmur. Okay. How will you tell this is organic murmur or functional murmur?
I'm in organic murmur, like the murmur will be consistent and there won't be any associated fever. In this functional murmur, there might be some hyperdynamic condition like thyrotoxicosis or fever.
Very good. 1 point is okay. One differentiating feature is okay. Organic murmur, functional murmur. Anyone can answer, doctor? How will you? This murmur is organic murmur or functional murmur? ESM is here.
Ma'am, functional murmurs will not radiate.
Good. Very good. Functional murmur will not radiate. There is organic murmur radiating to the carotid and also any other area it will go.
Mitral area.
What is the name of that?
Gallagherdian phenomenon.
Very good. Gallagherdian phenomenon. Okay. Any other differentiating features? How will you identify? So first to go from the history. If patients we are heard murmur and start from the history. If patient gives history about exertion dyspnea, exertion angina and syncope, it will give organic murmur. Okay.
Okay.
So first start from the history. Then examination. Look at the pulse. So how will be the pulse? Whereas in organic murmur means low volume or anacrotic pulse. Suppose it's normal volume or high volume. High volume means it's a functional. So severe anemia, thyrotoxicosis, these are all the high volume condition, no?
Yes.
How will be the pulse here? ESM is here, but pulse is large volume pulse. So you should think about some other condition except aortic stenosis, like
Yes,
severe anemia, thyrotoxicosis. And one more condition, large volume pulse. with ESM. Patient hearing is ESM, whereas the pulse is large volume. Yesterday only we finished the class, no?
Regurgitation, ma'am.
What?
Aortic regurgitation.
Yeah, severe ER. Yesterday only finished, no? ER?
Yes, ma'am.
Severe ER patients will also have AS murmur, but the pulse will be different character. That is a large volume pulse. Okay. So AS murmur, look at the pulse. Whether it's a low volume, often anacrotic pulse, it indicates organic murmur. Next, check BP. Okay. It gives clue. Other thing is check apex beat. If it is heaving now, it is the
Organ.
organic murmur. Any other thing?
Thrill.
One more important finding we'll have our patients.
Thrill, ma'am.
Excellent. Systolic thrill. If systolic thrill present now, this in aortic area, that murmur is always organic murmur. One more important clinical finding. What is click? Ejection click?
Yes, ma'am.
Presence
Due
of
to
ejection.
opening of the
Opening of
aortic valve. Ejection.
so presence of ejection click always it is a organic murmur. So these are all the findings you should tell. AS murmur whether is organic or functional. One person can summarize and tell ma how you find organic AS murmur and functional AS murmur.
Organic
Who is
AS
telling? Who is telling?
Anashwaram.
Continue, doctor. Good.
Organic murmur, there will be history of exertional dyspnea and angina and syncope. In functional murmur, such histories are not usually there.
Okay.
And organic murmur may have murmur does not really have associated symptoms of fever and hyperkinetic pulse, but functional murmurs can have associated fever and other conditions of hyperkinetic pulse. And organic murmur, there may be a low volume pulse, and in functional murmur there may be a high volume pulse. And in organic murmur, the apex beat may be heaving type, while in functional murmur it will be a regular tapping type.
Okay.
And in organic murmur, the murmur can radiate to carotid and mitral areas, while functional murmurs there is no radiation of the murmur. And organic murmurs, systolic thrills may be felt, but it is not felt in functional murmurs. And finally, organic murmurs, ejection click can be heard, while ejection click is not heard in functional murmurs.
Okay, very good, excellent. Okay, so all of you clear how you find the organic and functional of AS murmur?
Ma'am, even in functional murmurs there can be thrills, right?
Functional murmur there will be a thrill, but it's a thrill is a commonly found in cardiovascular abnormality condition. Okay, normally the severe anemia, thyroid don't have thrill. Okay, it is a misnomer finding.
Okay.
Okay. Then what is come to the conclusion, doctor? What's your case?
Yes, diagnosis is a 62-year-old man patient. He has a case of acquired valvular heart disease, probably due to hypertension and aging affecting the aortic valve, most likely aortic stenosis. Patient has left ventricular hypertrophy and has signs of left heart failure like dyspnea and chest pain and syncope.
Okay, very good. Only one final question to Dr. Deepak.
Yes, ma'am.
How will you differentiate this is aortic stenosis or aortic sclerosis?
Ma'am, aortic stenosis.
Ma'am, soft S2 will be there in aortic sclerosis.
What, doctor?
Soft S2.
Okay, so normal A2. Okay. Very good. One important finding is over. Aortic sclerosis will have normal A2. Then?
And high pitched sound.
Maybe the aortic sclerosis also. So how will you tell this is aortic stenosis or aortic sclerosis? So above 60 years, it can be aortic sclerosis also.
Yes, ma'am.
Mm.
Ma'am,
Enter.
click the presence of ejection click, ma'am, in aortic stenosis.
Yeah, correct. Same thing we are dealing now previously, same thing. So start with history. If no history of syncope, angina, and exertion dyspnea, that is aortic sclerosis. If the pulse is normal, it's also aortic sclerosis. If no thrill, no ejection click, or no shifting of upper speed, these all indicates aortic sclerosis. Okay. Next important finding related to murmur. How will be the murmur in aortic sclerosis and aortic stenosis?
Aortic sclerosis, it will be high pitched murmur,
Huh.
and stenosis will be low pitched murmur.
In murmur, how will you identify high pitch and low pitch?
Sounds, sorry.
It is a localized murmur. In aortic sclerosis, there is a localized aortic area murmur. Whereas in aortic stenosis, there is the radiation to the carotid and also mitral area. So if the murmur is localized only in aortic area, think of aortic sclerosis. Okay. One more important finding. How will be the patient? Generally, hemodynamically.
Stable.
Normal
What doctor?
pulse.
Hemodynamically.
Stable. That's all.
In which condition? Hemodynamically stable?
Aortic
Sclerosis.
Yes. Aortic sclerosis, patient will be hemodynamically stable cardiac lesion. Okay. So any other findings we missed? Aortic sclerosis, aortic stenosis. One more finding. Why aortic sclerosis occurs? Common pathophysiology, what behind the aortic sclerosis? That is the atherosclerosis. Yeah, atherosclerosis. So look at the features of atherosclerosis. What are the features you should look?
General examination had this xanthelasma and all tendon xanthomas.
Very good. Xanthelasma. Then
Tendon xanthomas and hardening of the arterial walls.
Okay, good. That is thickening of peripheral arteries.
Yes.
Corneal arcus.
Corneal arcus. Good. Any other finding to identify atherosclerosis clinically? Kinked carotid. Patient will have kinked carotid. Think of atherosclerosis. And locomotor brachii will have atherosclerosis. And one more finding is any pulsation gives clue for atherosclerosis. Any pulsation?
Abdominal aorta pulse.
No. Suprasternal pulsations. Okay, these are all the features of atherosclerosis. Thickened peripheral arteries, rod-like structures, and kinked carotid, and presence of locomotor brachii. And look at the suprasternal pulsations and xanthelasma and xanthoma. These are all the clue to the atherosclerosis. If these findings are associated, think of aortic sclerosis. Okay, what is the treatment of this patient? Dr. Deepak, how will you treat this patient?
Treatment as since he is symptomatic and depending on if it's very severe, we'll go for aortic valve replacement. For heart failure, we'll give heart failure drugs like ACE inhibitors.
Any specific name for aortic valve replacement? Surgical name?
How
will you do aortic valve replacement?
Transcatheter aortic valve replacement.
Very good. What is that name? TAVR. Transcatheter aortic valve replacement. What is TAVI?
Trans aortic valve.
Transcatheter aortic valve implantation. Okay. These are the TAVI. These are surgical or non-surgical procedure?
Surgical.
TAVR and TAVI. These are non-surgical procedure. Okay. So we are doing transcatheter. So we are delivering a prosthetic wall through a catheter. So this is a non-surgical procedure of aortic wall replacement. What is SAVR? Sever.
Surgical aortic valve replacement.
Yeah, surgical aortic wall replacement. Deepak, good presentation. Others also answering well. So almost how many classes attended so far? CVS system, 4 classes over, no?
Yes, ma'am.
I think all of you should complete the CVS. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Tomorrow what case presenting? Tomorrow what system, ma? Monday? No idea, wa? Still not decided, huh? Where is a batch rep?
Good morning, ma'am.
Who is this?
Ma'am, I'm Akash KV, ma'am, batch rep.
Okay. Oh, you are the batch rep. Huh? One more person is contacting me.
Ma'am, that's like, he's for the unit, ma'am.
Okay, all are attending class, huh? Only not you.
Oh, no, ma'am, it's like we are 2 batches of combinedly attending the class, ma'am, A and B batch.
Oh, A and B batch combining,
Yes, ma'am.
But totally, how much student my A and B batch? Only attending 56. How much student A and B?
No, ma'am, 62 students are there, ma'am, A and B.
Oh, A and B 60 students.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma, who is taking attendance for this?
Ma'am, I am keeping the attendance, ma'am.
Okay, ma. Mark it. Prepare for next class. And read yourself, ma. There is no patients here to examine. At least thorough clinical side, thorough theoretical side. Okay. And look at YouTube video and see. All of you.
Oh, okay, thank you, ma'am.
Waste your time. Okay, ma.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thank you.
ma'am.
Thank you, ma.
Thank you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
Dr. Deepak. Good presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma.